Save the Semantics, episode 71. It is May 2nd, 2019. My name is Myro. This is the podcast where I talk about things that I deal with on a daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, yearly basis, which can really be all things considered. Had a bit of a, I wouldn't necessarily say tumultuous, but it's been a busy week in terms of just academics and whatnot. Had a test yesterday, had another exam type of thing going on earlier in the week. Have another test to prepare for next week as well. So it hasn't really stopped for me. But you know, it's just kind of how it goes sometimes. Sometimes it's just weeks where you're just not given so much of a break, you know. Last weekend I didn't necessarily have the time or the motivation to really record an episode. So this is kind of the makeup for that. Not the usual Sunday recording. It is already Thursday today. This week's gone by fast though. Which is good. It's good because I kind of wanted this week to just get out of my system, you know. Sometimes you just have those weeks. It wasn't rough or anything. It was just sort of annoying. It was a nuisance, you know. You just kind of wanted to let it go in a way. And along with that, you know, came some annoyances. You know, like it's been fine. You know, there hasn't been anything traumatic or anything like that. I mean, of course, there's always some world events going on. I don't know if I really even want to touch on that, but, you know, there was the school shooting that happened. There's, like, another terrorist attack and whatnot. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Like, it is what it is. But I don't really want to put things in, like, a sour mood, you know, so, I'm going to shift gears a bit in terms of my life, because this podcast is about me. That sounds so incredibly selfish, and I don't want to make it sound like that. But I just wanted to. I guess like it was probably a mistake just making note of those events, you know, just because like I feel like it detracts from what I'm trying to do right now. And from me saying that, sort of, it feels like disingenuous to the people who were affected, and I don't really mean to be that way by any means, you know. I just sort of want to shift the tone in a way. Sometimes I think I don't really know how to like handle the tone of this podcast, you know, because like initially I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it like comedic and stuff like that, you know, and for the most part I've kept it lighthearted, you know, but sometimes I kind of delve into some more serious, heavier topics, you know, and I don't necessarily know how the best way to address them are, or how the best way to handle those without being, you know, like I've said, like disingenuous or like insensitive, you know. I don't want to be that kind of person that, like, I mean, it doesn't really necessarily matter because it's not really for the sake of my reputation at all. Like, that's not really why I'm concerned about it. It's just more for my own sake. Like, I'm concerned about like just how I can handle things in a more, I guess, mature way as a you know, because these are, you know, these topics that I, you know, briefly touched on is like they're very serious, you know, and there's not really any clear-cut solutions to any of those things. So I don't want like my sort of, you know, uninformed opinion to like just be completely out there, you know, even though I do that all the time. So anyways, that's all I'm going to say for now. What I wanted to talk about, what did I want to talk about? There was definitely something that I wanted to bitch about, aside from just it being like a kind of a draggy week, I guess. There's like, I think one of the things that I feel I've gotten to maybe understand people. No, that's not the best way to start it off. There's this annoying ass motherfucker in class, and I'll just preface this by saying, but there's this one guy in my class, and he's already been in like 2 previous classes, of where we've shared the same class. 2 or 3 other classes where we've shared like the same class basically. I've never actually interacted with this dude before. Like I've never talked to him. I've never had a conversation with him. I've like maybe brushed shoulders with him when I'm walking out of the classroom or something like that. But every single time, like he just like the dude, it just doesn't like. I just don't know if he just doesn't understand his own sense of like sarcasm and like rudeness. Because like every time he like, and this happened like when we had our exam yesterday too, or not our exam, like when we had class earlier this week on Monday, he is the same fucking attitude. I'm like, dog, you haven't changed at all, like within last year. And for me, I mean, like 1 year is like not like it's not probably not enough time for a person to change. But I'm just saying, like he just the dude just like doesn't like he's just so rude and so he did like it was way worse like when in the other class that I was in. I was taking we were in what was it? What class was it? It was I think it was intermediate macroeconomics. This is last year, exactly a year ago. And this fucking guy like the professor like I felt like he did a pretty good job for the most part. Like I just to give some background, I guess. Like he was a little eccentric, but I felt like he was engaging for the most part. But like maybe he was unclear on some ideas and topics. But like every time, maybe he was, maybe he didn't explain a subject or topic super well. This guy, like the guy that the guy who just annoys the hell out of me. Excuse me, like always sits at like the front row, and like it's just like. So how does that like work though? Like I just feel like you're not really like it's just like the lines don't really. I'm like, dog, just why do you say? Why are you such an asshole? Like, like just have a sense of respect for have respect your elders and all that shit, right? But like respect the fucking person that's like trying to like make you understand the thing. He's just like, I just don't get it, I just don't really understand. Like maybe it's just me. I'm like oh god, there's just something about that attitude that just really pissed me off. And like I just don't understand why people are like that. Like it's such a weirdly like immature way of handling things, like I feel like for college students, like there's just sort of there's a communal understanding of how we should approach certain topics. Like we should just be, even if you don't like the professor, and I've had professors where I don't like them, I dislike their teaching styles and whatnot, but I never, at least I hope not, I'm never like flat out rude to them. Like I just don't like understand. Like you're just not being clear to me. It's like, why do you say it like that? Why do you say it like that? You just sound like such an asshole. Like you sound so entitled. Like the teacher owes you nothing. All the work, of course, the teacher, it's their responsibility to, make bring the subject to attention. But it's your responsibility as a student to practice and like gain a better understanding of the subject. Right? It's not fully on the shoulders of the professor. And that's maybe that detracts from like what he said and whatnot. But just like he just sounded, and his behavior was just like such entitlement. Like it was toxic. Like I was just like, every time like I heard him speak, I'm like, god, this fucking idiot, this fucking guy is gonna say something again. It's just like there's just that secondhand embarrassment. I'm like, why? What's even the point if you're not gonna, if you feel like you're not getting the information from the professor, like why do you think like berating him with your sarcasm is gonna make him be like more? And like the macro teacher handled it pretty well too. I'm like, damn, like he's way too nice about it. I would have been like, like I would have, if I was a professor or something, I'd be like, I don't really like your tone. All right, like maybe maybe you should read over the textbook and whatnot. I would try my best to handle it, but I would still try to be more stern about it. Like I think the professor was a little too nice. I think you should have just kind of gone in on him, because goddamn, that dude is just like, Jesus, man. I just don't understand. Like he's like, that's like the one dude that I've ran into like during college where I've been like, I just don't, what the fuck, man? Like, like, most other people that are at least in class are respectful, you know, like for the, you know, even if you're not completely engaging with the subject, like you're on your phone, you're fucking around, you don't make like a scene, like, you don't make a scene, you don't make this like a show about yourself, right? You like kind of, you sort of, you try to be, you just try to be respectful, you know, not like this rude asshole kid, right? And like the dude doesn't look, I can't really tell how old he is, you know. He looks like he's like he could be like 22 going on 30. Like he's just like it's just the look he gives, you know. I'm just like, I don't know, just for someone that looks like that of your age, I feel like you should be more just understanding and respectful. Like it's, I don't know, it's just very childish of him. Like just like this immature kind of prick. Like I don't get it. Like I just don't understand where that stems from, you know? Like you're not, like I said, you're not entitled to this information. It's I don't know. I don't know. That's just kind of all I have to say about it. If you're listening to this, you're not listening to this. You don't know who I am. I don't even have like a consistent listenership of like maybe more than like 6 listeners. But you know, if you are listening to this, and if you happen to be like one of those people, you know, just like maybe just change your attitude a little bit. Just be like, put yourself in some other student's shoe that's like seeing you sit up in front, talk like that to like the professor, you know, like just be like, don't you get embarrassed by like the don't you get embarrassed by the fact that, you know, you're looking, you know, from a perspective of someone else seeing like, just this guy, I don't know, I just don't like the way he's presenting himself, right? Like, I hope that maybe in like a year or two, you look back and think like, yeah, you know what, I was kind of being an asshole in that situation, and like, I just, you know, I just need to work on my anger, my behavior, I guess, you know. I don't want to go psychoanalysis on this dude because I don't know him, but there's just kind of the vibe that I get from him. Like, I just really don't fucking like this guy, you know? So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that guy. Today too, there was just another, this is a different thing that happened. It's just kind of a, like I said, it's just been like a weird week. Like, it hasn't been incredibly stressful, but no, it has been a little stressful. It's been admittedly a little stressful, but it hasn't been like catastrophic by any means, you know. But earlier today, I went to the gym, and usually what I do is I mostly just focus on like cardio because I just don't know how to lift. I don't lift. I have just these spaghetti arms, you know, so I don't really do much of that. But anyways, I was doing cardio, and outside of the gym, there's like a track that goes around the field. So, you know, how my routine works is that I do maybe like 3 or 4 laps around the track, and you know, as I was doing that, I was kind of maintaining a decent pace, and I was picking up on this like one guy. He was going like at a bit of a slower pace than I was, so I was like, okay, maybe like, you know, maybe I can try to like pass him and stuff like that. And so, and you know, as I was getting closer to him, he like moved onto like the inner side of the field. I'm like, okay, so I guess that's like an invitation maybe for him to like, or it's like an invitation for me to be able to pass him. I'm like, okay, I get that. All right, I guess I'll you know, he's letting me pass. So I decided to run up alongside him, and then he just like kind of, and then like right before like I passed him, like he started picking up the pace. I'm like, all right, is this fucking guy gonna try to like race me and shit? And so like, you know, I just kept maintaining that pace that I was already going at, and he kept picking up the pace. And I'm like, this fucking guy, like this guy's like trying to race me and some shit. Like I don't get that. Like what the fuck? So I kind of like slowed down. Like that kind of pissed me off a little bit. That took me off. I'm like, I'm trying to do like my own workout. Like don't leech off of my pace, you know. Like if you feel like you can go faster than me, then go faster than me. And like that just ticked me off a little bit. So I just slowed down. I'm like, I don't want to race you, dude. I didn't say it to him. I didn't say a single word to him. I probably should have, but like I was just kind of like, you know, I slowed down a little bit and I let him go. I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna fucking race you, dog. I don't know you. Like, I don't know you, dude. So like, I just kind of let him go, and he kept going at a faster pace. And then this other guy, who was going a little bit faster than I was, he passed me, and I was like, okay, that's fine. You know, I'm not gonna try to race him. Like, I'm not an asshole. And so the dude that was ahead of me, the guy that like tried to race me, I'll call him Race Boy, all right? So, you know, Race Boy, like like, you know, he was up ahead. So there's, you know, there's the third runner who was coming, who just passed me, and he was going at a faster pace than I was. And so he gets to a point where he's about to pass Race Boy, and then he does the same exact shit. Like, he tries to like run alongside him, and like, you just keep this in mind. He's on like the inside of the field, like he's not even on the track itself. Like, he's on the inside of the field, like running alongside the other dude. I'm like, he's doing the same shit again. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what? Why? What the fuck? And like, and then like he just kind of kept going, and then like again, like he just kind of like I think the other dude was like, he's probably the same thing in the same thing. He's like, yo, what the fuck, man? I'm not trying to race. I'm trying to do my own like workout, you know, like, and and so like the Race Boy like just kind of kept going, and he like picked up the pace, and like he went ahead, I guess, for a little bit, and then he finally stopped. But I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe like it's like, maybe for people who haven't like done, I don't know, track or whatever, like, this isn't really that, this means nothing, but like this it's just like these like little things that just really fucking tick me off. Like, I'm like, I don't want to do, I don't want to do whatever the hell this is, you know, like, and I've been kind of guilty of doing that, you know, like, I've been guilty where like maybe I feel like I can pass a guy that's in front of me, and then like it just like, okay, that just didn't work out. Like, he was just going at a faster pace than I initially realized, you know. So, and then I stepped back, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to get in their way. But like this guy, like, he intentionally tries to go at a faster speed than me and like the other runner. I'm like, why? It's not a fucking competition, dude. Like, it's such high school shit. Like, you know, like in like track or whatever, and like PE, and you're just trying to like race against people for the fuck of it. But like like, dude, like, do your own workout. Don't leech off other people's paces. You know, just do your own thing. Don't like, you just kind of in my way in a way. Like, it's just like, if you're stepping onto like the inside of the field, right? Like, it's not like, I thought it was like, okay, you should now, I'm letting you pass me, but no, you're like, it's an invitation for a race. I'm like, I'm not looking to race, all right? I'm looking to, the competition I have here is not with anyone else, it's with myself. I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to stay in shape. I'm trying to get in better shape. Like, I'm not trying to fucking, like, I've done all the races, you know. That was like probably one of the more, I mean, I liked racing and stuff in like cross country and track, but that, like, at a point, like, that it kind of, I don't like them because I'm not like the most competitive person. So at times I dislike the races. Like, I've done my share of those. I'm not looking to race anymore, right? Like, unless it's for like a fun run. So that just pissed me off a little bit. Like, I don't like, if you want to, just like, don't leech off other people's, you know, pacing. You know, if you want to work out with someone, fine. Be like, maybe say something like, would you be down to like work out and stuff, but like, not just like quietly just like leech off of someone while you're fucking listening to, I don't even know what the fuck you were listening to, man. God damn, Jesus. Anyways, I kind of went in on those two fuckers, you know. I just kind of had to let that out. Like, it's just, there's just some people that I just like. I don't know if he like I don't know if like I don't know if Race Boy even knew like if that was really like pissing me off, but it was like, I didn't like he didn't turn his head to look at me to see how I was reacting, but like internally I was like fucking pissed. Like, it's just those things, you know. Just don't, I don't know. it's just track etiquette in a way. Just don't do your own workout, right? Like if you're gonna pass someone, or if you're gonna, you know, pick up the pace at least, you know, go at a faster speed. Don't leech off of my slow ass speed, all right? Or don't pretend to be going slow so I can catch up and then we can race. Like I'm not looking to do that shit, all right? Just stay in your own lane, right? Or if you want to stay in the lane, stay in the fucking lane and don't go inside the track. Like I don't get that. Like that's not, you use the track. Like why are you using the inner field? Like you're gonna be running like the same distance. Like maybe you're running less of a distance. Like I don't know. Anyways, that's enough. That's enough of me ranting today. I'm gonna try my best to enjoy this weekend, even though I'm gonna be busy with work. But it shouldn't be too bad. It should be a nice little break from academics and whatnot. That's gonna do it for today. Anyways, it's been Save the Semantics. Signing off.